Hello there, my name is Snowspawn, and today I'm going to be going over my Phase Pulverizer AMARA build. The goal of this build is to essentially just buff the damage of the Face Puncher to astronomical amounts and just overall have fun. Due to the fact that most of the damage bonuses to the Face Puncher are melee, you can also use melee weapons such as the Psycho Stabber to get up close and personal with your enemies. And yeah, you do so much damage with this build that after you get all of your damage bonuses active, you literally kill enemies so hard they don't even turn into ragdolls. They just immediately turn into a cloud of red mist. It's great. If you want to download this build, there will be a Google Drive link in the description to so that you can download this for yourself and try it out. Later on in the video, I'll tell you how to farm certain items most effectively. This build doesn't utilize any DLC items whatsoever, which means that if you are unable to afford any of the DLCs for whatever reason, don't worry, I got you covered. You won't need a single one in order to download and use this build or farm this build and use it for yourself that way. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the gear. So first up, we of course have a Face Puncher, and I'm going with a ×7 one due to the fact that ×7s and ×14s do the exact same amount of damage per shot. You can try it out for yourself, it's true. I prefer the ×7s due to the fact that each individual pellet does more damage, and also due to the fact that it's more ammo efficient, so you don't have to reload as often as you might otherwise. The anointment that I got on this is Phase Slam weapon damage. You can also get Phase Slam melee damage is increased by 200%, or just action skill and melee damage is increased by 100%. Any of those will work, as well as action skill and weapon damage is increased by 200%. If you really need to, you can also get a consecutive hits one. Just anything that boosts the damage of it is okay. Action skill and elements do not apply to the Face Puncher, unfortunately. At least not the ones that are directly on the weapon. Action skill and elements things do apply if they are from grenades, which is nice. So yeah, but the best roll is this, of course. Next up, we have the Psycho Stabber. This got a buff a little bit ago, which now makes it so that you deal 340% bonus melee damage while using it. Contrary to popular belief, and what should be the case, the Psycho Stabber does not shoot melee, so yeah. This is mostly just used for the stabby bit of it. The anointment is Phase Slam melee damage is increased by 200% for a short time. This is the best that you're going to be able to get on it. You can also get action skill and melee damage. Those are the only two anoints that you're going to want to have on this that are going to be good. Next up, we have the Zetsev's Eruption, and the cool thing about this thing is, just like any other COV assault rifle, when you fire it for a whole bunch, it breaks, but this thing is fancy, and when it breaks, it fires off 6 or 8 homing projectiles. It's one of the two, I think it's 8. And each of those homing projectiles can hit an enemy, and every time an enemy is hit by one of these projectiles, they take 20% more damage from all sources, and this effect stacks, okay? It stacks up to 200% damage from all sources. And yeah, it's just a really nice utility. If you saw in the intro, I used it for the insta-kill of Tron. You can just get any Zetsev's Eruption. This isn't actually the best roll that you can get for this. A better one would be ×2, so you can break it easier. And also non-element would also technically be better. You don't even need to worry about with the anoints on this. If you wanted to, you could have a level 5 unanointed one of these things if you were to somehow get one of those. I don't know how you would, but you could. And it would work just the same. You're only using it for the damage bonus. Another thing is that you don't. You can actually make it make the projectiles go out multiple times if you let it activate that and then switch away and then go back. It has to activate the bit where it catches on fire before the before the projectiles go out. So make sure you wait for those flames to show up on your screen and then switch away. Next up, we have our rocket launcher, and this is going to be for second wins, just in case you happen to need to get one of those, if you happen to be down. The main thing about this is that you can get free second wins if you have the laser flare modifier on. All you have to do is you have to shoot this at the feet of an enemy a couple times, and you don't even need to kill the enemy. It'll spawn a spinner trap when they get damaged, and then the rocket launcher will destroy that, and then that'll give you your second wind. The anointment on this doesn't really matter. I just happen to get phase slam weapon damage, so that's nice. You could get consecutive hits, you could get whatever the hell you want. Next up, we have our shield, which is the Brawler Ward. This shield is where I'm pretty sure most of the damage for this build is going to be coming from, okay? So here, the first thing that you're probably going to notice about this thing is that it's level 5. Now, the thing is, like, there's a way that you can get these to drop at level 5, and that way is to get a friend to join you. I know you have to have a friend. I'm sorry. It's not my choice. Then you get your friend to be level 1 character. If you can get your friend to have their save file on read only, that would be really convenient, because that means they don't have to waste time creating a new character for every single run. And it's gonna take you guys a couple hours to get one of these, but when you do, believe me, it is so freaking worth it. You have no idea, or well, you will have an idea if you decide to download this build. Now, you're gonna want to get a specific roll on this. You're gonna want to have it so that it has 300% melee damage, as well as phase slam melee damage is increased by 200% for a short time. Now, you could technically also get action skill and melee damage is increased by 100% for a short time instead. That's like, if you can't get one of these to drop, then that will work, but you're going to need to have the 300% melee damage bonus when the shield is depleted. It can roll to be 80% or 180% or 300%, and it's really annoying. I hate that it's a thing, but it is, and it's just a lot of RNG that I don't want to deal with. It's really sad. Next up, we're going to have our grenades. We're going to be using the It's Piss grenade, and we're going to have one of every single action skill element. You're probably saying right now, oh, why don't you use the grenade thrown anoint that increases your weapon damage by whatever amount. That's the thing. That bonus doesn't actually apply to the face puncher, because the face puncher is weird about what weapon bonuses actually apply to it. So yeah. Another thing is that this can be really useful for breaking your shields and not instantly killing yourself. As you can see, it didn't take all that much out of my health, but it did instantly break my shield, which is really nice. Another thing is that damaged enemies, like when you throw this at something, that enemy will take 20% increased damage from all sources for 6 seconds. Now, that doesn't sound super amazing, as our damage bonuses are currently totaling up to be like what? Like around about 800%, and like, but whatever, it's just another 20%. No, shut up. This damage bonus is multiplicative, which means that it takes the damage that you would normally have dealt to an enemy, and then it multiplies that by 20%. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Next up, we're going to have our class mod. It's the Breaker Comm. You're going to want to try to get the melee damage thing to roll on it, and the only skills that you really care about on this is Find Your Center, because that increases your melee damage by an additional 100%. So yeah, then we have our relics. I decided to go with the Elemental Stone White Elephants for this. I have one of every element here. So yeah. Another thing is that there's this right here, the cut purse, so that you can get your ammo back if you're doing a takedown or something. Another thing is that we have this. This is an Elemental Projector White Elephant. And the thing with this is that it's only useful if you are doing a one-shot on Grave Ward or other flesh-type bosses, due to the fact that the Face Puncher cannot receive the elemental damage bonus from the Elemental Projector. However, the White Elephant grenades are able to receive this elemental damage bonus, and the thing is that if you have a incendiary action skill and grenade thing, and you spawn in a pool of lava underneath you to catch yourself on fire, the Elemental Projector will be able to boost the damage of those grenades due to the fact that this incendiary bonus applies to White Elephant grenades as well. We also have a couple other utility things. So we have a Crater's EMP5, just in case you want to run a little bit faster, you can. You also have this. It's just a back burner. It's the same exact purpose for this, except it's more effective against like flesh and shielded enemies. We also have an Unforgiven here. If you want to crit swap, you can. I don't like crit swapping personally. It just doesn't feel right, I guess. But if you want to do that, then it's in the save file. You can use this if you really want to. So yeah. And then finally we have the Butt Plug. It's just a fun melee weapon. It's not super good, it's just fun, honestly, or funny. So that's why that's there. And there's also the Unleash the Dragon artifact. It's not really good, honestly. I'm just including it because it's a melee artifact, and also there's the Snowdrift. You can use any Snowdrift so long as it isn't a Deathless, due to the fact that you already have low shields, so reducing your health isn't going to be good for you. It's just for getting around a little bit easier, so yeah. So now that we're done looking at all of the gear, let's get into the skill tree. Now there's only a few things that I would say are super necessary. Everything else is just like minor damage bonuses and stuff. So the first thing that I say you absolutely need to get is Illuminated Fist, because it's a damage bonus and it also converts your melee damage to your action skill element, which is really convenient. But this Illuminated Fist doesn't work with the Face Puncher, which is why you're also going to be getting Infusion. There's Sustainment. Sustainment is good because it makes it so that so long as you're doing damage, you don't die. Now, if you really want to, you could spec out of Sustainment and use the points from that to go down to Blitz, and use a Knife Drain artifact instead. I don't really like the Knife Drain for this build due to the fact that it reduces the potential damage output by a decent amount, so I stick with my Elemental Stone White Elephants. There's Find Your Center. It increases your melee damage by 200% with the class mod. So yeah. There's also this one thing to note is that Personal Space does not apply to the Face Puncher. I've tested, it doesn't apply. The damage doesn't go up at all. Just throwing that out there. And then there's also Guardian Angel. Guardian Angel is just really nice. It's just a convenient thing. If you happen to go down, you can just immediately get back up. So, yeah. The only things that I say in this skill tree that you absolutely need to pick up is Restless, Laid Bare, Wrath, and Remnant. You can spec anything else, you can redistribute these points however you want, just pick up those skills and you'll be set. And with that, I think I will be showing off some gameplay. Okay, now we are on Athenas to test out this build. So, for this, you're probably going to want to go in and set up your elements so that you can have the highest damage potential. So, I'm going to take this and put it as radiation. I'm going to keep the Cryostone White Elephant on, and still make sure that my action skill element is Shock. This will provide the best damage possible for this particular situation for mobbing. Okay, so we've made it over to the mobs, and now I'm just going to demonstrate just the base damage of the Face Puncher. So it's decent without anything buffing it. But as soon as we break our shields and use our action skill, we enter one-shotter mode. It's like you picked up the insta-kill special thing, whatever the hell it's called, in Black Ops Zombies. Like, everything literally dies in one shot and will continue doing so until your action skill is about to be recharged, at which point you're going to have your damage reduced. But the thing is, that's only going to be for about 3 seconds or so, and yeah. You can just do silly amounts of damage. So this is going to make its way over to another enemy. That's a little bit underwhelming here. Let's go over to the next area. Okay, we're over to the next area of mobs, and this time we're going to be using the Psycho Stabber. So, of course, because we're going to just be really close to everything, we're going to get our shields broken immediately. But as you can see, it's effective. It's fucking effective. If you saw there, that enemy was supposed to spawn in a death, but the thing is that if you deal enough overkill damage, the enemies won't spawn a death. The death will actually instantly die. So here, let's just go over here, and yeah, this is incredibly effective. Of course, you're going to want to get Groundbreaker to proc as often as possible, because that is where a decent amount of damage for this build comes from. You can actually get some Groundbreaker damage from that. So here, look at this guy. He's so stupid. He thinks he's safe. I'm gonna destroy his Nog, and then destroy him. And then this guy's gonna die. Boom. Did you see that? That Remnant killed 2 enemies, and I'm also powerful enough to instantly kill Death. If that's not impressive, then I'm not entirely sure what is. If that won't convince you that this build is absolutely amazing, then I really honestly don't know what will. Because this build is frickin' crazy. Of course, sometimes you will go down, and honestly, that's not even that big of a deal. Like, this build is... I love this build so much. It's so fucking fun. You need to try this, I swear. And the thing is, like, you don't even use ties that bind. It's so good. It's good without ties that bind. This is the ultimate in melee AMARA. You need this in your life right now. Here, so, boop. I already showed my Trant insta-kill in the intro. Well, it wasn't an insta-kill technically, it was a one-shot with the White Elephant. But still, you get the idea. This build is crazy. Now, with Remnant, there is actually a chance for the Remnant Ball to crit and activate Hollow Point. And when this happens, you can easily get up to, I believe... Every time that I've managed to get that to happen, I have averaged about, I'd say 750 million damage of non-elemental splash whenever that happens to happen. I'll play a clip right now of this occurring, and yeah. So yeah, as you can see there, that's a big number. It's a very big number. It's a stupidly big number. And it makes me happy. I like it. So as you can see from that gameplay footage, this build is crazy, and it even works without the face puncher. So yeah. As I said before, the save can be downloaded in the description from Google Drive. And be sure to try this out yourself. This is very fun. It's a very good build. It's very powerful. And yeah, if you liked this video, then leave a like. And if you really liked it, then please consider subscribing. I'm really going to try getting into making more videos similar to this. And I'm also going to make an updated version of this build once the skill trees for all of the characters become public for the rest of the player base. I would like to give a thank you to B Flattened for giving me some advice on how to edit different parts of this video. If you want to check out his channel, it will be linked in the description below. He also does Borderlands content, so yeah, if you like this video, you might also like some of his videos as well. With that being said, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.